No one on the planet Urindor remembered why the stars had once mattered. The sky was hidden beneath a shimmering energy shield called the Veil, a protective dome that wrapped the entire world. For 1,000 years, the Veil had defended Urindor from cosmic radiation and wandering asteroids. The people beneath it lived in gleaming cities and never looked up, except for Talon. Talon lived on the edge of the desert, in the settlement of Dusthaven, where the broken machines of ancient civilizations lay half-buried in red sand. He was an outcast, mocked by the people of the capital, because he studied old star maps and collected relics from before the Veil. The stars are dead, they told him. History is useless, they said. Even his father had called him a dreamer. Yet every night, Talon climbed the tallest dune and gazed at the faint glimmers beyond the shield. He believed the universe still had secrets to tell. One evening, his instruments detected something impossible. The Veil was weakening. At first, he thought his equipment was malfunctioning. But the numbers repeated themselves again and again. Tiny fractures were spreading through the planetary shield. Talon took his findings to the High Council in the capital city of Oris. The council chamber erupted in laughter. A scavenger from Dusthaven wishes to lecture us on planetary defense, sneered Councillor Vex. Systems are perfect, said another. Spent too much time in the desert. They dismissed him without another thought. 3 days later, the first fragment of an asteroid struck the Veil. The impact lit the sky like a second sun. Panic spread through Urindor. Engineers examined the shield generators and discovered the truth. The Veil's ancient power core was dying. Within 48 hours, the shield would collapse entirely. Beyond the system, a massive comet storm was already approaching. Without the Veil, the planet would be destroyed. The High Council summoned every scientist and engineer, but none could repair technology built by ancestors long forgotten. Then an old archivist stepped forward. There is one person who studies the ancient records, she said quietly. The boy from Dusthaven. Talon was brought back to Oris. For the first time, no one laughed. Ancient maps covered the council table. Talon studied them for hours. Finally, he found what the ancestors had hidden. The Veil had never been powered from the capital. Its true heart lay beneath the desert. Beneath Dusthaven, an emergency expedition departed immediately. Talon led them across the red dunes as the sky flashed with distant impacts. When they reached the ruins, they uncovered a colossal metal door buried under centuries of sand. Beyond it lay a forgotten underground city. At its center floated the core engine, a sphere of blue light larger than a house. But it was dying. Its energy cells had burned out. The ancient records revealed a terrible truth. To restart the engine, someone had to enter the sphere and become its living conductor. No one could survive. Silence filled the chamber. Then Talon stepped forward. Do it. Counselors protested. Die. There must be another way. Talon smiled sadly. You ignored me when I tried to save you. But this world is still my home. As he approached the sphere, the old archivist handed him a small metal object. It was an ancient star compass. It belonged to the first cartographers, she said. They believed every life leaves a light behind. Talon nodded. Then He entered the core engine. The blue energy swallowed him. Pain shot through every part of his body. He felt the machine awakening around him, its vast systems stretching across continents. Streams of light raced through forgotten conduits beneath the planet. Above, the veil flickered. Then it blazed brighter than it had in centuries. The comet storm arrived moments later. Thousands of fiery rocks slammed into the shield. The entire sky became a storm of fire. But the veil held again, and again the comet struck. Still it held hours past. At last, the final fragment burned away. Urindor was safe. When the people descended into the underground city, they expected to find only ashes. Instead, the core engine stood glowing peacefully. At its center floated Talon. He was alive. The sphere had changed him. Its energy flowed through him like starlight. He opened his eyes, and they shone blue. "Engine chose you," whispered the archivist. Talon could feel every corner of the planet, the rivers, the cities, the deserts, and the shield protecting them all. The High Council knelt before the young man they had once mocked. "We judged you wrongly," said Counselor Vex. Talon shook his head. "Stars don't care who we were yesterday. They only ask what we become tomorrow." Years later, children would climb the dunes of Dusthaven and look toward the sky. They would learn the names of the constellations and the story of the last cartographer, the outcast who listened to the stars, the dreamer who saved a world. And on clear nights, when the veil shimmered overhead, the people of Urindor said they could see a new star burning among the heavens, a light that had not existed before. They called it Talon's star.